What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel and another video. If you're new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and for all my returning viewers, it's always good to have you back. But before we get into today's discussion, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update as it relates to who are getting immigrant visa appointments at the Kingston Embassy. So as of last week, persons in the IR category who were documentarily qualified up to April of 2021, they received visa interview appointments. And for the F category, they were up to September of 2020. Persons who were documentarily qualified, then they received their interview letters. Now, talking about IR category and F category, let's jump into what those are, because a lot of times persons reach out and you'll ask them, so what category are you in? And a person might say, I am I-130. I-130 is not a visa category, and it's okay to not know, but by the time you're finished watching this video, you will at least know what your visa category is. Okay, so stay tuned and let me dissect it a little, make it a bit more digestible. So in this video, we'll be looking at the immediate relative and the family preference categories. Of course, there are other immigrant visa categories like our employment based and our diversity, but I will not bore you with all of that information. If persons are interested in those other categories, then you can leave a comment below and we will look at those in another video. So let's dive right in. So based on whether you're coming to the US to just visit or to live, US visas can be categorized as non-immigrant visas or immigrant visas. We're looking at two of the subcategories of the immigrant visas: the immediate relative, which we would refer to as IR, and the family preference, which we would normally refer to as the F category. We throw around the phrase immediate relative a lot of times, but do we really know what it takes to be in the immediate relative category? If you answer yes to any of these 5 questions, then you are a part of the immediate relative group. Are you the spouse of a US citizen? Are you the unmarried child under 20 years of age of a US citizen? Are you an orphan adopted abroad by a US citizen? Are you an orphan to be adopted in the US by a US citizen? Are you the parent of a US citizen, given that the US citizen is at least 21 years old? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you are in the immediate relative category. The visas in the immediate relative category are based on a close family relationship with a US citizen, such as spouse, child or parent. The number of immigrants in these categories is not limited each fiscal year, meaning that once you get documentarily qualified, you don't have to wait for a visa to become available. Visas are always available for persons in that category. So let's break the IR category down to gravy and pot scrapings. CR1 and IR1, they are both spouse of US citizen. The difference between CR and IR is the length of time that persons have been married. So for CR, the persons will be married for less than 2 years, and for IR1, you'll be married for more than 2 years. So CR actually stands for conditional relative. So it's a conditional status. Persons in the IR1 category, after they migrate, when they receive their green card, it will be a 10-year green card, while the CR1 will get the 2-year green card and then will have to renew. CR2 and IR2 are basically the children of US citizen. CR2 would be CR1's child. So in essence, the US citizen is filing for his or her spouse and their stepchildren, given that they were married for less than 2 years. So the conditional status. IR3, orphan adopted abroad by a U.S. citizen. IR4, orphan to be adopted in the United States by a U.S. citizen. IR5, parent of a U.S. citizen at least 21 years of age. IR6 and IR7 are like IR1 and IR2, except that these persons are already in the US and they're adjusting their status. There are other IR categories, but these I know are most important to us and what we're searching for, so these are the ones I covered. So our family preference visa categories, or our F categories. These visas are for specific, more distant family relationships with a U.S. citizen and some specified relationships with a lawful permanent resident. Lawful permanent resident, guys, is a green card holder. Same thing. The number of immigrants in these categories is limited each fiscal year. So you will hear them say that no visa is available. So they have a certain amount of visa that they can give out each year. That's basically what that last sentence there is saying. So F1, or first preference, are the unmarried sons and daughters over the age of 21 of U.S. citizens. Our second preference, or F2A, are spouses and children who are unmarried and under the age of 21 of lawful permanent residents. So you realize here that if that lawful permanent resident gets their citizenship, the visa category of the F2A will change to IR1, and for the children, the IR2. The second preference, the F2B category, these are the unmarried sons and daughters who are 21 years of age and older of the lawful permanent residents. The third preference, which is the F3, are the married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens. The fourth preference are the brothers and sisters of U.S. citizens if the U.S. citizen is 21 years of age and older. I hope that made it a little clearer, and other information worth knowing is that U.S. citizens can file an immigrant visa petition for their spouse, their son or daughter, their parent, their brother or sister, while the U.S. lawful permanent resident can only file for their spouse or unmarried son or daughter. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and see you in the next one.